like 5 hours. I couldn't eat my Sunday, American Airlines.
I'm telling you, it's so funny, but I was like that about you.
No.
And let me tell you, I have this rule of thumb that I always say this to the audience. Never meet people that you really, really, look up to or idolize or that are so, their talent touches you and moves you, because you'll be disappointed. And
Although I haven't found that.
You're the first person.
Really?
Honestly, you're the first person I ever met.
It's very hard for me to imagine.
I mean, this is going well.
Very well. This is a slam dunk, Randi Rhodes. No, listen. There's somebody on a music button somewhere.
It's Timmy.
But I felt that way, of course, about Streisand. Who doesn't? And, truthfully, before I met her, she wrote me a letter that said, "Are you sure you want to meet me, Rosie? Because the magic will end." And I wrote her back that it wouldn't. And, the truth is that the magic didn't end. It changed for me into a reality, and finding out that she was everything that I had sort of hoped and dreamed of. And, I believe in what she stands for politically, and the fact that she has made such a mark in, political stands for artists, which, I feel a lot of people have a responsibility with tremendous power.
Again, I think with her, it's almost the same. I mean, she's definitely in a whole category by herself, Barbra Streisand.
Totally.
A whole category by herself. I think I mean, if we got together at my little house and we put on Funny Girl, I think you and I would know every single word, every nuanced note.
Here we go. Isn't this the height of nonchalance, furnishing a bed in restaurants? Well, a bit of dinner never hurt, but guess who is gonna be dessert? Do the girls do just what Mama says? When Mama's not around, it's a feeling. I like feeling very.
I get a feeling down to my toe.
Woo! There we go. I'm telling you, we can take it on the road.
Wow.
We can't open on Broadway. It's
amazing, amazing. But she's in a category all by herself. But I think that the reason why she gets attacked by the right wing the way she does is the same reason why they went after Martha Stewart. Strong women with ungodly talents for different things are threatening to the white-bread men in the Republican Party who want their women to never aspire to be anything but teased and curled and coiffed and ready for, holding on to their right arm when they enter and exit into the various political soirees that they have to go to. They don't want their women to think. I was just telling you a story that about how this is nothing new, really. I mean, Strom Thurmond was a pig, and he was really one of the forebearers of the right wing and the whole right wing ideology. And Strom Thurmond, marriage and, the one man, one woman, and segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. That kind of hatred is the same kind of hatred that permeates the Republican Party now. It's just that if they don't have, they've got to have somebody that they can show you to hate.
Exactly. Which is why in the middle of a war, an active war with American troops fighting, the president has a nationally televised news conference to announce that gay people do not have the right to get married.
That's what I said.
A national shaming of gay people in the middle of a war that he conducted without any evidence, without the approval of the United Nations, and without adhering to the Geneva Convention, which is inhumane and totally below the standard of being an American.
Why don't we ever talk about Abu Ghraib anymore? But before that gets said, let me just show you that that's exactly what goes on with people, too. That's why everybody rallies around hating Barbra Streisand. Everybody rallies around hating Martha Stewart. Now, what's really interesting is George Bush has been cited 4 times by the Securities and Exchange Commission for insider trading. And the reason why he's never been prosecuted is because he's been fined, but he's never been prosecuted because his father's SEC investigated his insider trading.
Exactly. You want to hear the biggest issue of insider trading in the history of the country?
And it's the same thing.
The $9 billion uncontested Halliburton contract. Okay? $9 billion to Dick Cheney's former company. You want to talk about insider trading? Unbelievable that America is not up in arms, marching on Washington, demanding that this president is removed from office.
You want to talk about dictators, and you want to talk about, what you do about a dictator? Dick Cheney, when he was CEO of Halliburton, did business with Iraq and Saddam Hussein to the tune of $73 million. Did business with Iran while they were under sanctions, did business with Muammar Gaddafi of Libya while he was under sanctions and developing this nuclear program. You know, Bush said the AQ-Khan network. He loves saying that because it sounds like a James Bond villain, you know. AQ-Khan's been brought to justice. AQ-Khan. You know what? No, he hasn't. You know what happened to AQ-Khan? AQ-Khan is the father of the Pakistan nuclear missile. AQ-Khan went on the TV in Pakistan, state-run, because Musharraf's a dictator. He wasn't elected. He took over in a military coup. Right. So they didn't have an election there either. Okay, so AQ Khan, Musharraf says, you're going to go on state-run TV and you're going to tell the Pakistani people what you did. And he says, all right. Goes on TV, says to them, yes, I shouldn't have done what I did. I did give secrets to Libya, and I did give secrets to Iran, and I did give secrets to North Korea. I sold them. I made money off of them. I did do that. And they said, okay, that's good. You confessed. You can go now. And he lives in a villa in Pakistan now.
Well, you know, the
and
corruption.
Bush says he's been brought to justice. What kind of, what does that mean? You can't live in a mansion anymore. Now you've been punished. You live in a villa.
Right, and Martha Stewart.
Martha's going to a West Virginia prison.
Right, for 5 months of her life, for 3,000 shares of stock sold on a day that nearly 8 million were traded. It's obscene. It is. This administration is obscene, and whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, it's the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government. That is what I think will happen on November 2nd. We will institute new government. We'll bring America back to what it stands for.
Well, I agree that the I've said Carrie in a landslide. You know, obviously, you know, you like the show, so I assume you listen. And I do. I try to tell people, you know, Carrie in a landslide, because if you can say positive things will happen.
I agree.
And so I keep saying Carrie in a landslide, don't worry. But you know, we were in Florida. I got something to show you on my computer. I'm going to show it to you right now. I got to turn this. I'm sorry, you guys. All right. This is a ballot in Michigan, and what I'm showing Rosie, you can all. I guess it's posted on my website too, so you can all look at it. This is the absentee ballot in Michigan. Now, you can vote a straight party ticket, and that's fine. See the arrows?
Yes.
Republican, Democrat, Green, U.S. Taxpayers Party, Libertarian, and Natural Law. And there's all these clear arrows pointing to each party if you choose to vote a straight party ticket.
Right.
Here's the presidents. George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. Do you see that there's no arrow here?
No arrow.
No arrow. See John Kerry and John Edwards, there's an arrow?
Yeah.
Well, if you vote for John Kerry and John Edwards, you're really voting for George Bush.
No kidding.
Yeah, no kidding, because look, when you get to the bottom, there's an extra arrow.
Wow.
Yeah. That's just the kind of crap they pulled in Palm Beach County.
Believe me, I know. And Catherine Harris is sitting pretty now, isn't she?
Yeah.
What a horrific...
Cruella DeVille.
What a woman. I mean, imagine that's your life legacy, to wake up and be her every day. There was a coup in this country, and nobody stands up and screams. I don't understand.
Why is she pretty? I don't get what...
Ugh, she's not pretty, Randy. You are so much prettier than her.
No.
Don't even start.
No.
It comes from inside, and any woman who would do what that woman did, believe me, there's nowhere on the pretty scale.
Inside, she's rotting. I mean...
I like that. Somebody else controls the buttons in your world. It's nice.
Some of them. I have...
You have your buttons. Oh, there.
Yeah, I have some of them.
Okay.
Didn't you have an instant replay?
Oh, I had a digicard just like that.
Yeah.
We had that on my show. And
yeah.
I would do Tommy, Can You Hear Me? And
Right. For Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have all my stuff. I have my soprano music. It builds.
It better build, because that's a very slow intro.
Yeah.
Do you ever take calls? Are you going to take a call from me? What are we going to do?
I was keeping you all to myself.
Right.
I'm sorry. I was being a Republican. I was hoarding her. Annette in Oregon City, Oregon.
Hey, Randy. Hey, Rosie.
Hi, Annette.
Oh, my gosh. I'm walking around my house trying to do my housework and pick up the socks, wash the dishes.
Yeah.
I can't decide whether to scream or cry or laugh. Bush coming out today, it's like getting a guilty plea on a murder trial. My nephew died in Iraq in February.
I'm sorry.
And I can't tell you what listening to this man has done. I mean, if it weren't for you guys on the radio talking and me being able to hear you, I think I'd lose my mind.
If it wasn't for you, I feel the same way.
Exactly. And there are millions of people you have to know who share the way we feel. And sadly, although it's said that the media is all left wing, it is not. It's right wing. It's as communist almost as Russia in the Cold War. You get the government version. We haven't seen any of the coffins besides that one snuck photo. We haven't seen all of the dismembered bodies of these children coming back without their arms and legs attached to their body. For what reason? For nothing.
How did he make it look at the convention like he went to funerals? Do you remember that at the RNC, that footage they showed, and it made it look like he's been to